Hello everyone, good evening or morning. This is our English lesson 5, our solar system, the planets, the stars, and the cosmos. The cosmos is another name for the universe. Using the word cosmos implies viewing the universe as a complex and orderly system or entity. The cosmos and understanding of the reasons for its existence and significance are studied in cosmology, a broad discipline covering scientific, religious, or philosophical aspects of the cosmos and its nature. Religious and philosophical approaches may include the cosmos among spiritual entities or other matters deemed to exist outside the physical universe. In this lesson, we will take a trip through the solar system, fully grasping the concept of the size of the solar system is an abstract. Let's investigate the difference between planets, sizes, speeds, and orbits, as well as the relationship between Earth, the Sun, and the Moon that causes well-known phenomena, eclipses, and lunar phases. Let's read these words together. Earth, Moon, Sun, solar system, solar eclipse, lunar phases, waning gibbous, waxing gibbous, full moon. Cosmology is the study of the cosmos. In its broadest sense, covers a variety of very different approaches: scientific, religious, and philosophical. All cosmologies have in common an attempt to understand the implicit order within the whole of being. In this way, most religions and philosophical systems have a cosmology. When cosmology is used without a qualifier, it often signifies physical cosmology unless the context makes clear that a different meaning is intended. Early views of cosmos. Eastern and Western thought differ greatly in their understanding of space and the organization of the cosmos. The Chinese saw the cosmos as empty, infinite, and intertwined with the earth. Western ideas, based on the ancient Greeks' understanding of the cosmos, believe in a multi-planar divided cosmos that was finite and filled with air. In physical cosmology, the uncapitalized term cosmic signifies a subject with a relationship to the universe, such as cosmic time, time since the Big Bang, cosmic rays, high energy particles or radiation detected from space, and cosmic microwave background, microwave radiation detectable from all directions in space. Philosophical cosmology. Cosmology is a branch of metaphysics that deals with the nature of the universe, a theory or doctrine describing the natural order of the universe. The basic definition of cosmology is the science of the origin and development of the universe In modern astronomy, the Big Bang theory is the dominant postulation. The solar system and planets' orbits. The solar system is the planetary system Earth belongs to. The most significant, biggest, and heaviest body in the solar system, it is the central star, the Sun. It contains 99.9% of the total mass of the solar system, and thanks to its gravity, it holds together the rest of the bodies that rotates around it. These bodies include 8 planets, some dwarf planets, remember that's smaller, asteroids, comets, and minor interplanetary masses. The 8 planets can be divided evenly into 2 groups. 4 rocky planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and 4 so-called gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. While studying the solar system, Johannes Kepler discovered the relationship between the time it takes a planet to make one complete orbit around the Sun, its orbital period, and the distance of that planet from the Sun. If the orbital period of a planet is known, then it is possible to determine the planet distance from the Sun. This is how astronomers working without modern telescopes were able to determine the distances to other planets within the solar system. In general, the farther away from the Sun, the greater the distance from one planet's orbit to the next. The orbits of the planets are not circular, but slightly elliptical, with the Sun located at one of the foci of the ellipse. Relation between Earth, Sun, and Moon. As the Moon revolves around the Earth, both Earth and the Moon revolve around the Sun. The path that Earth takes around the Sun is Earth's orbit, and similarly, the path that the Moon takes around the Earth is the Moon's orbit. A pulling force called gravity keeps the Moon from Earth in their orbits. The Moon is the closest cosmic neighbor of our planet, orbiting around it at an average distance of 380,000 kilometers or 236,000 miles. Compared to Earth, however, it is almost 4 times smaller in diameter thanks to the so-called bound rotation. The same hemisphere of the Moon constantly faces toward Earth. The Moon is thought to have formed approximately 4.5 billion years ago, not long after Earth. There are several hypotheses for its origin. The most widely accepted explanation is that the Moon formed from debris left over after a giant impact between Earth and Mars-sized body called Theia. Of course, my personal opinion, belief regarding the origin of the universe is that it was created by God, along with you and me. I don't believe everything we see is an accident. The universe is highly complex and follows a very orderly set of physical laws. It is not chaotic, and everything about it, its design and operation implies an intelligent designer. Again, that is my personal opinion. Let's go over this picture together. We see the sun and the different planets from closest to furthest from the sun. We got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Mercury has an orbital period of 88 days, meaning a single year there lasts 88 Earth days. But because of Mercury's slow rotation, only once every 59 days, and its rapid orbital speed, one day on Mercury actually works out to approximately 176 Earth days. Mars takes the equivalent of 687 Earth days to complete a single orbit around the Sun, which works out to 1.88 Earth years. On the other hand, Mars has a rotation period that is very similar to Earth's, 24 hours, 39 minutes, and 35.244 seconds. Jupiter takes only 9 hours, 55 minutes, and 30 seconds to rotate once on its axis, but it also takes 11.8618 Earth years to complete an orbit around the Sun. This means that a year in Jupiter is the equivalent of 4,332 Earth days. A year on Neptune is the longest of any planet, lasting the equivalent of 164.8 years or 60,182 Earth days. But since Neptune also takes comparatively little time to rotate once on its axis, 16 hours, 6 minutes, and 36 seconds, a single year lasts a staggering 89,666 Neptunian days. Let's look at this picture. We already read these planets. You can practice them again if you like. Lunar phases. The moon is not illuminated by the sun consistently during its movement around the earth. The shape of the illuminated portion of the moon as seen by the observer on earth is called the lunar phase. The lunar phases changes periodically. We always see the same lunar side from the earth. We distinguish 8 typical lunar phases. In fact, more often we tend to speak only about the 4 principal lunar phases. They are the new moon, first quarter, first full moon, and third quarter. The difference in the appearance of these phases are most evident in the first and third quarter phases. In this first one, we observe the right side of the moon illuminated. The illuminated right portion of the moon means for the observer in the northern hemisphere that the part is always growing, referred to as waxing. If the right side of the moon is dark, third quarter, then the light part is shrinking and the moon is referred as waning. In the southern hemisphere, the moon is observed from a perspective inverted to the of the Northern Hemisphere, to that of the Northern Hemisphere. Sorry about that, I was having a little bit of trouble with this page. Now let's talk about the stars. We always had a fascination with the stars. Bright beacon of light that come alive when the sky darkens. They being revered as gods, used to mark changes in the season. And as a way to navigate the globe, it's difficult to trace back when exactly people started looking up and taking note of familiar patterns that were formed by these points of light. Although there are older records from many different places and cultures that tell their own stories, it is the ancient Greeks that made a lasting impact on astronomy. Claudius Ptolemy, a Greek astronomer who lived in the city of Alexandria in the 2nd century AD, made a comprehensive list of 1,022 stars, illustrating them as members of 48 constellations, many of which adopted imagery from Greek myth and legends and older Babylonian ideas. This ancient text called Almagest became the basis of what we recognize in the sky today. I think it's astronomers, I'm not sure if it's Claudius Ptolemy or Ptolemy, but I heard it both ways. I go with Ptolemy, the Greek astronomer. Constellations of the night. Sky famous stars patterns explain. Aquarius, the water bearer, is a large but faint constellation in the southern sky. Aries, the ram, is a mid-sized constellation in the northern hemisphere. Cancer, the crab, the small faint constellation, is rich in open clusters and double stars. Capricornus, the sea goat. This sky map shows the location of the constellation Capricornus, the sea goat. Draco, the dragon. The 8th largest constellation, doesn't appear especially prominent. Gemini, the twins, is a constellation high in the winter sky containing a number of interesting observing targets. Leo, the lion. This sky chart shows constellation Leo in its trademark sickle. Libra, the scales. The stars that make up the constellation Libra were once considered a part of Scorpius. Ophiuchus, the snake bearer. The snake bearer is little known but important constellation which graces out even skies in the summer. Orion, the hunter, has image with the stars that make it. Pegasus, the winged horse. Pegasus, named after the winged white horse of Poseidon in Greek mythology, is easy to find when you spot the great square. Let's go over these words together. Repeat after me. Cosmos, stars, planets, solar system, universe, cosmology, orbits, Earth, moon, sun, rotation, solar system, solar eclipse, lunar phases, waning gibbous, waxing gibbous, full moon, constellations, Big Bang, dwarf planets, asteroids, comets, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Venus, lunar phases, hemisphere, waxing, third quarter, astronomy, Aquarius, the water bearer, Aries, the ram, Cancer, the crab, Capricornus, the sea goat, Draco, the dragon, Gemini, the twins, Leo, the lion, Libra, the scales, Ophiuchus, the snake bearer, Orion, the hunter, Pegasus, the winged horse. I know some of these words are a little hard for everyone, including myself. But thank you for joining my class. I hope you learned something new. I hope you come back to more lessons and subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos and remember that English is my second language. However, it is good for you to hear different accents, as you won't always practice your English with an American. Try to read out loud in English, listen to music and watch television in English, and practice, practice, practice. I love you all. Until next time, bye-bye.